Hey, Mystic Michaela, spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. So excited. Today I have a guest, Kaitlyn Bristowe, the Bachelorette and host of Off the Vine. I've met so many of her Vinos via social media because less than a year ago from today, I was on her podcast. I was in Nashville, different times, on her podcast, met her for the first time, and couldn't believe I saw somebody with such a cool pink and purple aura. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
You met Kaitlyn Bristowe, too.
I did meet Kaitlyn Bristowe.
You couldn't believe how tiny she was.
Yeah.
You were like, she's so tiny.
Yeah, that was about a year ago. I absolutely love their studio in Nashville.
Oh, so cool, right?
That was the coolest part. And if you listen to podcasts, people know that I love going to the different radio stations and the different studios. So I thought, although Kaitlyn was really cool, that part was really cool for me, too.
You're like a geek that way. You you don't know what any of the buttons do, but you want to look at them.
Yes.
Like all that kind of stuff.
Totally not green, but...
You're not green, but it's fun.
It is fun.
And it had such a good vibe in there. It was just very legit.
I mean, one of my favorite moments in this whole process that we've been through with the practice was when Mac in the Morning from 93.9 let me sit behind his console.
He did.
And
he let you sit in the Mac in the Morning seat.
Mac in the Morning seat. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was like the highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. You missed your calling. Radio.
I did.
But here you are.
Yes.
On this well-known podcast.
So I figured, while we're waiting for Kaitlyn for the interview, I was reminded, because we've been watching Naked and Afraid a lot.
Yeah, we switched out House Hunters.
Right.
For Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, we got bored of House Hunters.
Yeah, it's what you do when you're married.
Because they were clothed.
Yeah. Oh, please.
So we figured we'd go with Naked and Afraid. And, I was thinking back to our episode last week in which you were the town flasher.
Oh, my God.
And a lot of people, reached out and said they thought it was going to be me because we kind of teased it. And they thought it was going to be me, but no, it turned out to be you being the town flasher.
Who knew?
Who knew?
I know. Nobody ever expects it to be me.
Right.
All this was accident, by the way. None of it was on purpose.
Uh-huh. So combine that of last week's episode with the fact that we've been watching Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
And I figured I was going to give you a quiz that I found. Would you be a good contestant for the show?
Oh, because they get those ratings.
Right.
They always get a rating. Right. What's it called? The
PSR.
The PSR. I feel like the first thing I would do on Naked and Afraid is make an outfit.
Okay, well, don't go there first.
Oh, okay. I just said that I got excited.
Yeah.
I got really excited.
I've already admitted, we watch the show and I repeat myself. Everyone knows I say the same thing over and over again. That knows me. And every time and we watch it with our daughter.
We do watch it with Brie.
And every time I say I would not make it past night one, right. I fully admit the sun goes down and I am tapping out.
It's
totally
because of the bugs. And
because
just
of the bugs.
General discomfort.
Everything.
Yeah, you have too many sensory issues, I feel, for a show like that.
I mean, I might make it. I don't know. I don't think I'd make it through the night.
I'd like to see.
Right. And then it's funny because, wherever we go somewhere, we're just, walking on the sidewalk, we're like, would you do Naked and Afraid out here? And we'd be like, no, we wouldn't make it here either.
You always ask. Because they always do it in a jungle, and I think that's the worst, because we live in Florida, and, I can't even imagine going in the backyard. There is stuff back there. There are... Man, the sun goes down, and, in Florida, you should see the stuff that comes out. I don't even know.
Right. I mean,
weird stuff.
I'm going to admit, I would not make it one night in our backyard.
I don't know if I could, but if I did, I'd make an outfit. That's the first thing I'd do.
So here's the quiz I'm going to give you.
Okay.
I did not doctor this in any way. This is exactly how it was on the internet.
So wait, you're saying you looked up what?
I looked up, would you make a good contestant on Naked and Afraid?
This is an official questionnaire?
Yes.
Okay. So that you're giving me the official questionnaire of whether I would make it on Naked and Afraid.
Right. And then and I already took the test.
Oh, you did?
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, at the end, your PSR.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Your first question.
Yes.
And then these are multiple choice.
Oh, okay.
So you select one.
Okay.
You've been dropped off in the middle of the jungle naked.
Ugh.
What is your number one priority?
Make an outfit.
No, okay. So okay. First, let me do the multiple choice.
Okay. I'm going to weave leaves together. But go on.
All right. So once again, you're in the middle of the jungle naked. What is your number one priority?
Okay.
All right. A, get water.
Okay.
B, get food.
Mm-hmm.
C, make fire.
Yeah.
D, create a bra out of vines.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And E, shelter.
Okay. It's going to be make the bra out of the vines.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
But then shelter.
Okay.
And then fire. And then water.
And then food.
Yeah, food. I could last a while.
Okay.
I'm okay.
All right.
I don't want to eat anything out there. It's a bad idea.
All right,
okay.
so first one, I'm putting down D for you.
Okay.
Create a bra out of vines.
Yes, bra out of vines.
All right. You haven't eaten in days. You see an unfamiliar plant. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Okay.
Okay, and here are the choices. A, you eat the plant.
Okay.
B, you let your partner eat it first.
Okay.
C, you meditate to see if spirit says it's okay. And D, you say, screw this, I'm going to the Olive Garden. So which is your choice on
I
that one?
feel like I would test it a little bit.
Okay.
Like on my tongue and then wait a few hours. And then if nothing happened, I'd kind of slowly eat a little bit more.
Okay. So you kind of lick it first?
Yeah, and then you wait a while, see if anything gets tingly or see if I get sick.
All right. So not the one where you'd meditate to see what the spirit has to say.
Yeah, I'd hold it and I'd kind of ask myself, does this look safe? Which is kind of like that.
All right. So
I do a psychic reading on it. Yeah.
Okay. So
I think I would.
I'll put you down for 6.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Number 3. The question is, how much outdoor experience do you have?
Not much.
Okay. Number 1. Or letter A, sorry. Take a walk daily.
Okay.
B, you can hunt and you can gather and you could live in a primitive shelter and be fine.
Okay.
3. Sorry. C. I keep
oh my
doing
gosh,
numbers.
Scott.
Sorry.
A, B, C, D.
Right. A, B, C, D. Okay. You watch Vanderpump Rules on an outdoor TV. And letter D, you take a 0.3-mile hike on a boardwalk in Georgia.
I'm more the bring Netflix outside kind of girl.
So you're going with letter C.
It. Yeah.
Watching Vanderpump Rules on an outdoor TV.
Yeah, just kind of bring it outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Got that one. Let me check that one out for you. Okay.
When it gets too hot, I whine and then go back in.
Gotcha. All right. Number 4. What survival item would you bring? Okay. So you're on the Naked and Afraid show, and which of these would you bring?
Outfit.
Okay. Well, it's the
Shoes.
choice. It's the choices.
Okay. Shoes.
Yes. Good job, Evan. All right. Letter A, a fire starter.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Kind of like your last name.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Letter B, machete.
That's a good idea, too.
C, your favorite crystal.
They're so helpful.
And, D, an aura protection kit.
That's the same thing.
No, it's different. Crystal and protection kit.
Yeah,
so the kit.
okay.
Versus the crystal. Okay, gotta be careful here.
Okay.
And then the last one would be a mosquito net.
That's a good one, too.
Okay, so which one am I putting you down for on that one?
Probably the fire starter, but then you find the coconut you can't open.
True.
Fire starter.
Fire starter. All right,
An
letter
outfit.
A. All right.
Or maybe the crystal could be like a machete if it was
Right.
a big hunk of something.
Like your favorite crystal, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You haven't seen water in days.
Uh-huh.
Now you finally see water.
Yeah.
What do you do? Okay. Letter A, you just drink it. Letter B, you try to purify it. Letter C, you take out your secret stash of MIR and drink that. Letter D, you drink your own pee
Ew.
instead.
No. I would
Which
try
do
to
you do?
purify it.
Purify it.
Yeah.
Letter B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not falling for your weird ones. I know you're trying to make this
these are exactly how they were on the internet when I found it.
Yeah.
All right. Number 7.
Okay.
Have you ever? So they want to know, have you ever done this?
How long is this quiz?
There's 10 questions.
Okay.
Well, this is the short version. The first one I came up with had 30 questions.
Oh, my God.
But this one will be 7.
Okay, good.
Okay. I mean, that was on the internet. Have you ever
That you came up with.
built a fire? A,
No.
carved a knife, like whittled a knife.
Nothing.
You know,
No.
whittled a knife. Okay.
No.
C, been to a Taylor Swift concert.
No.
D,
None of these.
hunted an animal and made a meal of it.
Nothing. No.
Okay. Or E, asked your Publix worker for which is the best organic beef.
Yeah. Actually, none of those.
None of those, because you don't even go to Publix.
I don't.
So you haven't built a fire, never carved
I can't do
something,
any of that.
Never saw Taylor Swift.
No.
Okay, no. All right. So we're just going to give you a 0 for that
I
one.
don't think I'd eat out there.
Okay.
There was that one girl, and she She said that she could make her body do photosynthesis. Remember her?
Yes.
And she like lasted the 21 days not eating a thing.
Was that the yoga girl?
Yeah, she was like this yoga girl. And she lasted the whole time. She just would like lay out in the sun. And she thought that was like feeding her. And her partner got real annoyed. But it worked.
But she made it.
She just drank water and just like laid in the sun.
We should get her on the show.
She doesn't really talk, though.
That's true.
Do you remember that one?
We got 3 more questions.
Okay.
All right, question number 8. Caitlin's already waiting in the green room. All right.
Yeah, right.
You've been eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Ooh.
What do you do? A.
Mud.
Make a what?
Mud.
Mud. Oh,
Yeah.
That's not on this one.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. A. Make a smoky fire.
Okay, that's a
B.
good idea.
Take it and stay positive.
Yeah.
C. Try to beat them with your white mullet crystal. And D, you're out. You tap out.
It's crazy because
Tap
this quiz has a lot of like backstory references to the podcast.
Not at all.
That's weird.
No.
I think I'd make a mud outfit
A mud
for
outfit?
myself.
Okay.
Oh, but the smoky fire is a good
Smoky
idea.
fire? All right, I'll put
Yeah.
you down for A.
Okay.
All right, you're not going to use your white mullet.
Nah.
Okay. Okay.
It's for you.
You feel next 2 more, only 2 to go.
Oh,
People.
yeah, this is long.
Past your
Very long.
Yeah. I know. Well,
There's a 30-second button. Feel free to start tapping
she's
it
getting
until
ready.
you hear Caitlin's voice.
Caitlin's getting ready.
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
warming up.
yeah.
She's doing like because she's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars, so she's like doing like jumping jacks and things.
Yeah, she knows
She's
how
getting
to
ready.
warm up.
She's warming up. Yeah, so I'm giving her the time
Stretching.
to warm up.
Yeah.
She actually texted me. I'm not ready yet. All right, number 9.
True.
You're okay. You fear that there's an animal stalking you.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, people get scared. It's nighttime. Animal stalking.
Yeah.
All right. So what do? A. You build up your shelter.
Yeah.
B. You hide behind your partner.
Okay.
C. You call upon your spirit animal for protection.
Yeah.
Or D. You throw a selenite stick at him.
I feel like I could talk to it, especially if it's a cat, like a big cat.
Okay.
I really feel like I could get along with like a big cat.
Okay. So then,
I just like talk to it like I talk to the cats.
So that would be like C.
I'm not scared of the cats.
Something
I'm
with
more
the-
scared of the bears. But you said I'm in a jungle, so that would be more like cat.
Right.
Like it would be a big cat.
Okay.
I wouldn't be scared of the big. I'd try to summon my spirit animal to help me communicate with
All right.
it.
Let her see. Not the selenite stick. Throw that at him. Oh,
No,
Okay.
I would definitely try to talk to it,
Okay.
calm it down.
Got it. The last question.
Yeah.
The first time you see your partner.
Ooh.
A. You look him in the eyes.
Like the naked partner?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay.
A. You look him in the eyes.
Uh-huh.
B. You look down. You possibly laugh. C. I can't even read my handwriting here.
Yeah.
Letter C.
Oh
You
my
ask
God.
him how the weather is.
You really can't.
I can't even
How's
see
the
what I
weather?
wrote.
You make it awkward? Is that letter C? Like you
Like
just
C,
make it awkward?
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
awkward. Okay.
And letter D,
Mm-hmm.
you say, we are not going to cuddle no matter what without a prompt. Without him saying anything, you're like, we're not cuddling tonight.
Oh, yeah. Like you just like really.
Yeah.
I would do E. I would give him some red jasper.
Oh, what?
Or blue jasper.
Blue jasper.
Oh, what's the turn off one?
Tiger eye.
Tiger
blue
eye.
tiger eye.
The blue tiger eye.
Blue
I'd be like,
tiger eye?
here, take
Okay.
this.
Not some red, because if you give him red jasper,
That's
Then
be-
it's-
that's all working. It's
right.
working.
And you know, that leads me to my theory on, should I tell them my theory?
Yeah. Just fully creep everyone out, Scott. Go ahead. Oh, wait, what's my PSR?
Oh, yes. Okay. After adding the 10, and 10 is the highest.
Okay.
10 PSR is the highest. You have a PSR of 3.1.
Ooh, that's better than I thought.
Yeah. I was at a 3.2.
I feel like my only survival skill is that I'm nice. So, like, if I found somebody,
Yeah.
I would just be nice, and then they'd take care of me.
Right.
That's
So-
my survival skill. I'm nice.
Yeah, so that one, like, you could have hid behind your partner
Yeah.
or something like
Right. Yeah. Like, or animals like me, so I'm okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
tell them creep everybody out with your first day theory, which I Googled and disproved, but
that.
go ahead.
My theory is this. On day 1, okay, they both come out nude.
Yeah.
And my theory is, like, everyone's clean.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they call it the cuddle for the body heat.
Because they're cold.
I'm assuming
Right.
on day 1.
You think there's hookups.
I think there's hookup.
You think you think they're covering up night 1 hookup.
I think they're covering up hookups.
Well, I looked that up.
Yes.
And apparently never's happened.
Really?
Yes, they said it's just too hot and buggy and gross and they're there to win.
Sometimes there's cool nights. Sometimes they're on the beach.
Apparently, it just never happened. Sometimes people are in relationships.
See, I'm not buying
or
it.
whatever.
I buy it like after night 1 or 2.
Well, you're red.
By
and
day
you're not gonna-
3,
yeah.
4, or 5, like by day 21, like get the heck away from me.
Like, ew. Like, everybody
Gross.
smells.
It's
They said there's no
disgusting.
toilet paper.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they've been, like, using a hole in the ground to do their business. Like,
Right.
you're not attractive to that person at all.
But think about it. Day 1,
There's no mystery.
it's the first night there. You're excited. I mean, about being on the show.
Well, we know what you see. Like, we know what you do on the first night. You be all
And you're
freaking people out.
You're on the beach. The flies haven't like covered you yet with bite marks.
I guess it never happened.
All right.
Good working theory. It's not. I guess it's not a thing.
What if they put the? We won't go
There
there.
used to be like a dating one, like
Yeah.
dating naked. I wonder if that's still on. There used to be.
Oh,
It used to be
yeah.
like naked, not naked. It was like dating naked or
And there
something.
used to, speaking of House Hunter, there used to be that Naked House Hunter.
There used to be Naked House Hunters.
Right.
There was a Naked House
There was a
Hunters
Naked House
edition. Yeah. See, but we're in Florida, and there are a lot of like nudist communities
Yeah.
around here, and nude beaches. Nudity isn't like sexual.
So maybe my theory's wrong.
It is, because like nudity isn't sexual. It's just kind of like it is, like in some families, like that's
Yeah.
not a big deal. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, not ours, but like it's like
you,
others.
You are saying this with a PSR of 3.1.
I just feel like my survival
Okay.
skill is my
Okay.
niceness.
All right. 3.1.
Like, I'll be like, I'll read your aura. Can you feed me?
Okay. If anybody does want to take this test, you can find it on www.com.
If you just stop pressing the 30-second, you can listen now because Kaitlyn's
All right.
coming on.
Here she comes.
Okay. Hey guys, I am here with what were you on? Like the 19th season of The Bachelor as a contestant.
Yeah.
And you were the Bachelorette, the 11th season, right?
Yes.
And she's the host of Off the Vine podcast and Spade and Sparrow's Wine. And I love your YouTube show. What's that called? Wine Down or something?
9 to Wine.
9 to Wine.
It is so much fun doing it, but it's so much work that I'm like, when I go on another TV show, Dance with the Stars, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with that, but I'm glad you like it.
I do. I really like it. It's very like authentic, and maybe sometimes like, this is Kaitlyn Bristowe. This is who we're with here. And man, like I love your show because it's so real. Like I feel like you're like, let's just get this. Let's just put on the camera. Let's just do it. And that's why I think people like it because it's
Good.
very
That's
authentic.
what I wanted.
And you're a chart-topping singer now, and you're a flippin' pink aura with pink and purple. And so, like,
Yeah.
that in my world is a huge deal because I don't see a whole lot of pinks. So,
Really?
big question.
Okay.
How do you manifest this stuff? Like, please tell us your secrets.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what's so crazy is, I don't know if I've told you this before, but when I was about 24 years old, 23, 24, I wrote down, I sat down with my girlfriend and she's like, you need to write out all of your goals, even if like crazy, even if they sound like you'll never achieve them, like write out your dreams on paper and hang them up on your wall that you're going to see every day. And so I had these like tacky yellow pieces of loose leaf paper all over my walls. And it said, I wanted to have my own radio show,
Oh my
which
God.
10 years ago, I didn't know anything about podcasting. I said I wanted to somehow be myself on television to create a business. I said I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I said I wanted to dance as a profession.
Oh my gosh.
I said, I can't remember. Oh, I said I wanted a golden retriever.
Stop it.
I said I wanted to have a Jeep, and I have all of that. And I didn't even realize that those had all come true until my girlfriend that I wrote those with sent me the piece of paper. And she said, look, I have a picture of you writing all this stuff down almost 10 years ago. And I don't even think I realized how much I was manifesting, but I just thought about it all the time.
Right.
Like I saw those pieces of paper. I lived in a like 400 square foot tiny studio apartment, and my closet space was just like a wall of wardrobe, mirror walls. And I just put all them on the mirror, and every time I went to get dressed or look in the mirror or anything, they were just right there, and I'd read them all the time.
That's so, like, would you say you fell in love with it? Like, you really, like, it became something you just fell in love with it? Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah, and I dreamt about it. Like, I would go to sleep thinking about some of these things, and I would dream about it, and I would, like, dream. It'll be crazy to see if in, like, a couple years I ever do anything with Justin Bieber, because that's one dream that literally will not leave my brain. And I dream about it every, like, week almost, that I am not, it's not even that I'm, like, singing with him or, like, dating him. It's that I, like, have this connection with him where I, like, can talk him out of, like things that make him have bad decisions. Yes. And it all feels so real that I'm, like, a friend to him. And I'm like, am I manifesting something?
You're like, am I a stalker? Or am I, like...
Yeah, it's a borderline, like, it's a gray area if I'm a stalker or, like, manifester.
You're probably connected to his energy, though. Like, you know, like, what it is, like, he probably comes through and there's something between the two of you that, like, talks a little bit.
It's so weird. And the girl that I sat down with, who's one of my dear friends, who I sat down with 10 years ago, who made me do that, she works for Scooter Braun, who is Justin's manager. And I'm like, that'd be something.
You're like, I know it's all going to connect. And, like, I feel like because you're, oh my gosh. And everybody they were like, read a picture of her when she was on The Bachelor and read her now. Like, that's what everybody wants me to do. And just to tie into the whole thing, it's like, I feel like with you, like, you don't put control on how it's going to happen. Is that, like, one of your keys to success? You're just like, you know what? I put it out there, and however it happens, cool. Like, you let go of that.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Right.
So I have a picture of you from, like, because you just shared it, and I, like, Instagram stalked you and stuff. So I got the dogs. I got pictures of everybody. And I have a picture of you, like, it was so cool. Like, you know, you standing outside the Bachelor Mansion that first night and all that. And I wanted to look at that because there is a huge difference between you then and you now. And the you in that photo, there's so much purple and there's pink, but it's not so much. And then when I saw you a year ago in person, like, it was very purple, but there was a lot of pink, like, enough to be noticeable. Like, your pink is growing. And, like, now there's way more balance with the pink and the purple. And
what? Explain that to me.
So what does this mean? So pinks are like a rare crew because it's kind of like, and that's why they're great at manifesting, because it's almost like a childlike stubbornness towards reality. Like, yes, I understand, like, that's not how this works. Like, I get that, but it's still going to flip and work because I said so. Like, kids, like that. It's like an innocence, and that's why a lot of pink people get called, like, naive or immature, or, like, I don't know if you've heard those things in your life.
Oh, yes, I have.
Like, you don't know how the real world works, like, stuff like that. And it's different than purple, because purple people are rebellious, but, like, pink people it's more like a stubborn, totally, I'm not willing to accept reality the way you say it is. I'm going to live. And that's why, like, Marilyn Monroe is pink and purple. Like, Britney Spears is pink and purple. Like, it's an interesting mix of artistry and also just, like, defiance and, like, innocence, like, all together. But you have more of that pink in you right now. But it feels very balanced.
That's crazy, because when you explain it, that makes so much sense. And I was totally rebellious back then. And I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I'm like, I am kind of an angel now compared to what I used to be, especially in my 20s. But that's so cool.
Yeah, because, like, it's interesting because I think, like, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but, like, when you're standing outside the mansion, like, in this, and that's what got you, that was an important stage in your life. Like, I'm going to say this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the first. Like, we just saw you on The Greatest Seasons of All Time, like that. And, like, we had to revisit the whole Nick thing and everything. And it's like, we got, but that stuff that, I don't know, somebody might be like, that's bad or whatever. It's like, actually, that's what connected you to, like, where you, and now you're in, like, a different chapter of it. So, like, the growth, it's really cool that you're not pigeonholed, I guess. Like, that you've also manifested a way to grow under the spotlight, which a lot of people I don't think can do,
That was something that was really important to me, to not lose myself, because I saw it happen to certain people, or I've seen it happen even before I was in that world. And that was something that it was really important to me to stay grounded and grow and evolve as a person rather than get lost in it.
I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And, like, now your aura just feels very soft. And all right, so when I read like everything that you have going on and I see Jason, who's like red and blue, and he's so polar opposite of you, which works, you know, so polar opposite of you, like how, like in your relationship, how do you two like manage, I guess, the communication? Because again, like I feel like you're the type, like I want it, it's going to happen, I'm not worried about it. And he feels more like, okay, what are the next steps? Logical, da 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 da. How do you guys, he understands you by now, right?
Yes. And I'm obviously learning to understand him, but it's funny because he's exactly what you said. Like, he's like, okay, we got to do this and this to get here. And I'm like, I just know I'll get there somehow and it will happen just, you know, naturally to me. And it like blows his mind because it goes against what he believes, but it's work. So he's always mind blown by like, oh, how do you not know that? Or how did you not take that step? Or what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I don't know, I figured it out though, but here I am.
Just let it go and it figured itself out. It's okay. Yeah. Cause like red people tend to need more control over things, but I feel like you guys are good together because he has this way of, he has your back in ways that maybe you don't notice. Like I feel like, and you have his back. So like, I feel like you're good, like with the emotional reading of people around you and like motives and stuff like that. But he's good with that in a different, I think when you are where you're at, I just get this feeling when I see you guys together, like, yeah, you're open and authentic and you're 100%. This is who you are all the time. But you also have to have eyes wide open. And I see that you do that for each other in different ways.
That's so true. Like like you said, like I like to read people's energy, and Jason is the exact same, but he's like, Jason's biggest belief is like, you don't take advantage of anyone. And so he like really watches out for that for me because I've got so many different things going on and he never wants me to be taken advantage of.
I love that. Yeah. And he can see like motives in a different angle than you can see motives in a different angle. Like you'll feel intentions and stuff, but maybe you don't always, like sometimes people have good intentions, but they're still going to screw you over somehow. And he's right there like, nope, I don't care what they mean. This is what's going to happen. And then like, you're the opposite. Like just because they said so doesn't mean they're going to do it. And then like, you'll feel that. So like, I love that how you two, and that's why I do see reds and purples like working out well together because of that. And I don't know. Plus, he just feels like he's good at boring stuff that maybe you don't want to do, like money or like stuff.
That he loves that side of things, and I mean that's his background. He's so good at it. Where I'm like,
I love that.
Huh? Like even just from dating him, I'm like, I've saved so much money without even like realizing it. Like just from being, more aware of situations. But yeah, that's so true. That's very much. It's interesting that you say reds and purples do work because, are reds okay? What? Explain a red to me.
So it's different on every person, but on Jason, I see him being like, and he's blue too, so he's got this like heart of gold. But like, and I feel like red people are really good at reading people too, just like you said, in a different way, like more instinctual. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he gives everyone a fair shot until they prove him otherwise. And I feel like he's big on character and consistency, and that's like a red person thing, and justice and injustice and that kind of stuff. And I get him just being practical, and practical and upstanding, and and secure. Like it doesn't, like you could be singing on the stage, spotlight, center, da 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 da. He's secure enough in your relationship and as a man that he's okay. He knows what he is outside of you. He's not controlling you, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. No, he's so confident and established in his own thing. And he's like you said, he's secure in himself that it makes him like proud and excited for me when I do things because he's like able to cheer me on.
Does he have like red people rants though? Because my husband's red and I say it like red rants, like, oh my God, like it starts and it's just like, oh my gosh, like how much time we got. It's like,
but he goes on complete rants, but it's always not about things I want to talk about.
It's like dad lectures, like, da, 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 da. It's like so boring.
I actually called him dad the other day. I was like, thanks, dad.
Yeah, it's like something about like, you don't do this until you call this person about this. Like, so boring.
Yeah, that is exactly. What color are you?
I'm indigo and purple.
Indigo and purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, but you're good at reading people. I feel like whenever I listen to your podcast, I'm like, she's totally reading them. Like,
I don't think I realize I'm doing it though.
No, you don't.
No, I think you're right. 'Cause I feel like I can like read my audience kind of thing and adapt to them, but I don't realize I'm doing it.
It's just, and I say that with people and like their intuition. It's like, what's special about you think is normal. So you just kind of do it. And I feel like with you, like when I listen to your show or I listen to what you're doing or whatever, I'm like, man, she's really got her finger on the pulse like that. Like, and you're not scared to look silly, so that helps.
I'm not scared to look silly, nor am I afraid to fail anymore. Like I was afraid to fail with singing only because I totally got in my head about that. That's like the one thing. But like even my digital series, I'm like, I mean, if people hate it, it's just me being me. And everyone has the right to not like me. And I wasn't really afraid to put that out there for some reason, because it was just me being me, where singing is like not something that comes naturally to me. And it's like I'm taking myself out of my comfort zone, which is totally fine. And I like doing those things, but it was more like singing to me is super vulnerable.
I think like for you
in a different way.
I get what you're saying. 'Cause maybe like the ego is so tricky. Like it likes to tell us where we suck, so we don't try anything new. Yeah. And maybe for you, you had it in your head that singing is about how it sounds versus now, by the way, you sound great. So I don't know what you're talking about, but but maybe for you, you're like, well, singing is about how it sounds, but really singing's like how it feels.
That's true.
And that's what you have that down.
I needed you a couple months ago when I released it, because I wasn't thinking that way. Like, you're right. I was thinking about how it sounds instead of how it actually makes me feel and how it might make others feel.
Yeah. Like you put your heart in something, like people feel that vulnerability. And you did. And that's why you got the reaction you did. I can't wait to hear. You're working on more stuff, right? Do you sleep? Like, do you sleep or are you just always...
I'm a great sleeper. It's good. Crazy. I have that ability to shut it off, which is nice because I don't think that's very common. I'm able to, like, at the end of the night, I will put on like a Netflix show or I will read a book or something, and I just escape everything and I sleep.
Escapism. That's a pink person ability, though. It really is like a kid, like resiliency, like, That's interesting you say that, because you've been very open about your anxiety and vulnerability, and feelings and things like that and all your own struggles. And I think a lot of people resonate with that. Like, they really appreciate that. How is, like, this is like a deep question. Okay. In your progression, how have you found listening? How do you shut out other people's voices? You have a lot of people in your ear. Like, I'm sure you've got a lot of people around you. You have a lot of producers and managers. How do you block that out and their feelings from your own, what I want to do?
Well, that's hard because I also take on people's emotions and energy. And my anxiety has actually gotten a lot better from not being so go, because I'm able to work from home right now. Obviously, with the pandemic, I was craving downtime. And so now that I have it, I feel like my anxiety has actually gotten a lot better, which is interesting because that just shows how much I need to, like, take care of myself while I travel. But now I blanked on what was your question again? Oh,
it was like, how do you separate, like, people telling you what to do from what you want to do?
That's taken me a long time to figure out. You've got to only surround yourself with people that, like, actually have your back, which you can't always do in my situation because there's always going to be, like, an agency trying to tell you this is right, but they just want money or, like, certain things always. And I also, like, I never want to like disrespect somebody's job. So, like, for example, the casting director has been asking me, like, hey, can you get the contract back in for Dancing with the Stars? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm horrible. I haven't gotten it in yet. But I don't even want to touch the contract because I just want them to know how appreciative I am to just be on the show so they can. But then I also know the other side of it where I'm like, if I don't get an entertainment lawyer, like, I know what happened in my last contract and it's like heavy duty stuff, but I'm like, don't want to upset or offend anyone because I'm like, I'm so grateful to be here.
I'm so like that. I'm like that even like if I read something like at freaking Adrenaline, the trampoline park, and I'm like, I feel really bad I'm reading this like over to make sure I should sign. Because you're like, if I self-advocate, I might make you feel like I don't appreciate it, or I get that.
Yeah,
like, that's
why it's been hard for me to separate that, because otherwise I'll get walked all over. But I don't know how I do it. I just have learned to like be a little bit selfish in those kind of situations, because I know it's good for my mental health. Like sometimes being selfish is like part of taking care of myself, so I have to do it.
It's like a boundary.
Yeah, it's a boundary.
It's a boundary. I like that. Okay. On a scale, I'm all over the place. On a scale of like me. 0 to 10, like 0 being like, I don't believe in any of this like stuff, you know, psychic, whatever, to 10, like I know my spirit guide's first name. I astral traveled last night to Justin Bieber. Like, where are you, like 0 to 10, would you say, on the scale of psychic?
I'm about an 8.
Okay. That's good.
I'm about an 8 because, well, I had a call with a spiritual guide the other day. So I did learn some of my archangels' names and like, and certain things. So I'm like, and I totally believe in all of that stuff because to me, like, I've always kind of been, without realizing, open to like the universe and aligning myself and following the path that I'm on without questioning it or trying to steer away. And it's led me to all the things that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So I've always believed in that, like that angels are guiding me and that the universe has my back and that I'm like doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I've always believed in that. Plus I'm like, I live for people with psychic abilities and like mediums and aura readers, all that. I love it because it's never made me be like, no, that's dumb. I've always been like, wow. And like, it like gives me goosebumps and it speaks to me and I love it.
You're open to like hearing different perspectives. Like that's what, and you're not scared of yourself. Not that like, if you're not into it, it means anything negative. Oh my God.
Sorry, Jason's trying to call me.
Oh my gosh. Is he okay?
I thought I turned that off.
Oh, it doesn't matter. If you got to talk to him, don't worry about it.
No, he's probably just asking if I need anything while he's on his drive home.
That's so sweet. Chick-fil-A. I need that.
Chick-fil-A would be great. A small package if you're passing by.
I have a couple suggestions. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Back to... I think you're open-minded and different perspectives are kind of cool to bring in. And like, I think that translates for you with all sorts of things because you're open to lots of different opportunities or a lot of different things. And then you just kind of throw it out there and see if it aligns or not. Oh my gosh. I don't do past life readings. Like that's not my thing.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, what is with her and her past, like, what is a past life vibe you get on her? Somebody, like, because I asked my listeners, like, what do you want to ask? And they were like, the bird thing is really weird. So I feel like with you, like, and like I said, I don't get past life visions so often, but I will get, like, kind of, like, parallels or storylines or something like that.
Yeah.
And with you, I feel like you died really young in a past life. And I feel like there's this thing with you where it's hard for you to see past where you're at sometimes currently, because I feel like you're actually living longer than you did in like a recent traumatic past life or something. Wow. So I feel like it's helped you in a way, but it's also made you feel like rushed or something. Because I get kind of like, I get this, and I get like you died. This is really depressing, but I get like you died really young, and I get like you didn't have certain things around you, like kids or a husband or anything yet, which was more important back then than it is now, possibly. Yeah. And I just get this thing like where it caused like certain phobias about forward thinking. So I don't know if you, and so sometimes I'll get past life with like issues with how we think today, like patterns that don't make sense. And I don't know if you get like stressed out about thinking too far ahead into the future or something like that, but I get it connected. Have you ever had a past life reading done?
No, but I want to so badly because this last spirit guide I talked to, she said she thinks I met Jason somehow in a past life.
Oh yeah. You guys are soulmates. Yeah.
Yeah. And because she pulled up the like soulmate card and talked about all that. But I totally do. Like, it's almost like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I almost can't believe I'm 35 and still here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like you're way past where you were in a traumatic death, past life situation.
That's so interesting because I never would have thought that, but I'm always like, and it's gonna it blows my mind to even think about the possibility of like carrying a child or having a child or getting married because it doesn't seem like it would be real.
And I feel like you have like a knee-jerk reaction a little bit. Like if that happens, it's almost like if you're happy, it means it's going to get taken away, like that kind of thing or something. So I feel like your struggle in this life is like, okay, I can be with somebody, I can do these future things, and like I'll be safe, like a safety thing. But I just feel like it's just past life stuff.
It goes against certain things of who I am, but that's so true.
Yeah, but I don't like. I wish I was the type of. I suggest people getting regressions if they're into it, so you can experience it yourself. Because I think that's cooler than someone telling you in a way.
How do you do that? Like just with a past life?
Yeah, there's people that do past. You got to obviously like do your research. My husband's so scared of them because he thinks he's going to get molested by.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, what if I go under? He's afraid like someone's gonna like make him go to sleep and make him quack like a duck and all this stuff and like.
Oh my god!
But there are people who are like past life regression therapists or whatever, and they take you back and and I've had clients go to them and they tell like the craziest stuff. It's so cool and it resonates usually with what their issues are in this lifetime, like their thinking patterns or stuff like that. I don't know. So that. Somebody like, and they were like, tell us about that. Cause like, yeah, like you have this vibe, like thinking about the future and of course spirit is challenging you in this lifetime with giving you all sorts of cool stuff to do. And then also balancing it with stuff that like, okay, like I can also feel safe and protected and all that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I wanted to talk about your dogs.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh. And I have their pictures. So it's
the love of my life.
Oh my God. Are they with you right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're always with me.
I guess when I was on your podcast last year, I kept calling, I guess his name's Ramen, and I keep calling him Raymond because I'm from
Everyone
Buffalo.
does that.
Okay.
Everyone does that. Yeah.
And I don't know,
one of my closest friends calls him Raymond.
I don't know how else to say it. I'm like, Ramen.
Ramen. Yeah.
Ramen.
Like, I don't know how to rhyme them, but ramen, yes.
Ramen and Pinot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to read them and just tell me, like, what you think or whatever. I wanted to read Pinot because he's the new guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, they're so bonded. They feel like brothers, which is crazy. And I get this thing with Pinot, like this immense gratitude. Like he understands what happened for him. Was he with a foster family before you guys or something?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting did they have a son or a boy or something? Because I get like a kid around him.
Really?
Yeah. It was weird. I don't know. Like I get like a foster family, and he was like, but he knew it was temporary or something like that. But anyway, I get like this immense gratitude he has, and he understands. But I feel like he's still learning, and I get kind of like a goofier vibe off him. Like sometimes he looks at you like I feel like he doesn't mean to take over sometimes, but he does. I'm talking dogs, so you got to go with me. Like I get like he doesn't mean to take over sometimes in the family situation and I feel like he's always looking at Jason to be like, did I screw up? Did I mess up? Is that right? Is that wrong? Or like whatever. And I feel like Raymond is like an old pro, and so he's more like he watches and observes the whole thing. Yeah. And I get that. I don't know. They don't have they don't feel that jealous of each other. Is that the case? They feel very like chill.
It's weird. Because I've experienced dog jealousy in the past, and that it's very different with them. But Jason doesn't understand that because I think Jason wants them to be jealous of like, you know, if Pinot's all with, but Ramen could care less, and Pinot's like, actually they both shift. Sometimes they could both not care at all, and then sometimes Ramen will get jealous, but not of us. It's like of my assistant. He gets jealous of her.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because maybe he feels secure in your pack. So when somebody new comes in, it's like, it's like new energy or something. And then he gets like, gets all weird about it. Pinot feels like he's been a little bit, he's eager to please, but he feels like he's been a little bit like, I don't know if he's like impulsive or something. So he does something without thinking. And then he's like, oops, like, does he do that? Like a little bit?
It's so Pinot. That is so classic Pinot.
He's so cute. Like I love your mission, like with the bringing awareness to where you adopted them from, and like, cause they were going to be the meat market, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
they were, Ramen was found on the side of the road and Pinot was on like a meat truck.
Oh my God.
I know.
Did one of them come to you? This is just random. Cause like my right wrist is hurting. So did one of them come to you with like an injury or something? Like, cause I'm getting like a wrist pain.
Ramen came with, he had like a limp and I helped pay for his surgery before I even knew he was going to be mine.
Oh.
And when he came, he was limping and I had to take him to like physical therapy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you make me want Goldens because they're like children. They're so good.
They're so loving and so loyal and so sweet. And like you said, Pinot's very eager to please. Ramen used to be until Pinot came in, and now Ramen's like, I don't have to try anymore. Pinot
like,
can do
I'm
it.
good. Yeah, they're very. When I look at their pictures, like they're very secure about like who they're with, and that they're like, I don't know, like extremely. They know you're their parents for life. They understand that, which is nice.
Okay, good. I love that.
I know that. Okay, so some of my listeners had some questions, so I just wanted to ask like a couple of those.
Please.
Okay. Oh, who are the fraud police?
Oh, the fraud police. Those are
I love
those are the people that come into my head and the dumb voices that tell me I shouldn't be doing something like putting out a single or a song because I have no business doing it, and they're not welcome here. Right,
exactly.
they creep in. They're the fraud police.
I love that. Okay, that's super cool. Okay, somebody else asked, oh, did you find it hard to listen to your intuition when you were the Bachelorette with like producers in your ear?
Yes,
oh, really?
That was one of the most challenging parts for me because I'm so used to being grounded by family and friends that always reassure me of what I'm feeling, where I didn't have them and I had producers trying to make a TV show, but I was very naive to producers producing. Yes. I thought they were looking out for me, but things felt wrong. So it was hard to follow that. And I think that's why by the end of it, I had literally lost my mind because I couldn't even like focus or concentrate, or I didn't even know how I felt anymore. I was just like a stress case of just like ball of emotions, crying all the time because I didn't even know what way was up or down. Like I was so lost.
What's the recovery process for that? Like,
I'm telling you, they need to put you through therapy after because I chose to go to therapy after because I'm such a believer. And I was going down like a dark rabbit hole of like depression. Yeah. And not to mention I was like trying to make a relationship work that was a lot of shame around it. And so I went to therapy and that helped. But the recovery after is you're just so mentally, physically, emotionally drained. And you just, honestly, you don't have a lot left in the tank. Like you're just like, you kind of just feel defeated and you have to like deal with going from being a normal human being surrounded by people you love overnight to the world having their opinions about you. And it's a lot to take on. Yeah. And I almost just kind of like, I think I've said this a lot on my podcast, but I would just sit there and I would say, Kaitlyn, you hate this feeling. This is an awful feeling. When people are like moving on to the next Bachelorette and all the attention's on somewhere else, be grateful because this does not make you happy. Like I had to like remind myself and say that out loud because, you know, you want something and it's so exciting and fun, but when you're in it and all these people have their opinions, you're like, hey, this isn't fun. No. But now it's different because I can look back on it with so much gratitude. But that's how I felt in that moment.
Of course. Yeah. And it's probably hard too because you're like, I should be grateful. I should be grateful. I should. Oh, God. And then you're like, it's going to go away. It's going to go away. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it did.
But you know.
Like the guilt and the yeah.
And now you're preparing because that's going to like, you're going back into it. So like which is good, but you're more prepared maybe now. You understand the situation. When is that?
I'm in a much different position this time.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in a solid relationship and
yes, I have a solid relationship with myself. I have a solid relationship with Jason. I feel like I've had thick skin from going through that show. this is not so much of like the pressure on just me, and I'm not hurting people's feelings.
Yeah.
It's just literally dancing, and that's still going to be hard. I know that because it's a grind every day.
Yeah.
And competition and, you know, being judged. And of course people are going to have their opinions about me again. And I get a little bit fearful of the body shaming because I've gone through that so much, but I just feel like a lot stronger mentally going into this.
I'm like amazed by your resiliency. Like it's one of the things, like when I look at you and I, you know, follow you and I see what you do and I see you don't bring it up a lot, the trolls, you really don't. And I think it's something with you, just like, I'm not going to, like, you know, as a natural manifester, that like what you focus on grows. So I feel like you're not going to change their minds or whatever.
Yeah. It used to bother me a lot more than it does now. And now I see it more of like a waste of my energy. I call them energy vampires because I'm like, I'm not going to let them suck it out of me because they're miserable. And I've gotten a lot better with that. Yeah.
And there's no reaction to it. So people just kind of like, we'll move on to somebody that's going to react. But I notice you're a quick rebounder. Like, I notice this about you. Like, you'll have a move. I don't know. Like, this is what I get from you. I feel like you'll have like your little slump and you let yourself feel your feelings.
Yes.
You work through it. And then, like, I don't know, something fun happens and you're like, yay. Like, you feel like, like little things make you happy.
That way. Yeah. I've always, except for one time when I went through like the hardest time of my life, but I still bounced back from that. But like you said, I really allow myself to feel my feelings and get like, I'll get to rock bottom sometimes, but I'll like need to get there to rebound back quickly. But yeah.
So it's safe to visit it and then know you'll get out of it. I like that. You don't avoid it. When do you start practice for this Dancing with the Stars thing? Like,
I don't, well, I mean, with everything
I know.
on, it's so hard because I mean, everything's kind of up in the air right now. I know they posted on Instagram saying like new season this fall. So, I mean, they're still planning for the fall, but I don't think we have specific dates yet.
Okay. I'm super excited for it. I feel like it's going to be like amazing.
Oh my gosh. I have to manifest that mirror ball.
Manifest that. I mean, I think with you, you're just going to like have a good time. And like with everything with you, you just put yourself into it. It'll just be good. I'm excited to see who you get. Like somebody was like, I need to look at all the dancers or whatever. I don't know. When you get your partner, I'll do a whole thing on it. I'm excited about that.
I can't wait to do that.
Oh yeah. I can't, I feel it. I feel like you're going to get somebody. What? I don't know. Cause like I never watched Dancing with the Stars. I really don't, but I'm going to watch now. And it brings like a whole new crowd to the show, like with you being on it. And I feel like, you're going to get someone who's like really cool. Like I like that, but I also feel like they're going to be so flippin' different from you. And you're going to end up feeling like, I don't want to disappoint them either. Like that kind of a thing.
Yes, I know.
I think you're going to
what do you think about my partner? Do you think I'll get somebody that's like won a lot of mirror balls?
Yeah, I get like a yellow or a green guy. I don't know. I don't know if they're using the same people. I'd like to look at them all because that's what I'm not prepared. But like I want to feel like I'm not prepared. But like Dancing with the Stars. I'll just edit this out. Hang on, because it's gonna bother me.
Well, I mean, wait till I actually get the partner.
Yeah, let's wait till you get it, and then I'll do it. But I feel like you're going to get it with somebody who's yellow or green, because sometimes those, and I feel like they're going to be really big on, like, I feel like you dance from the heart a lot, and like, yes, you know steps. See, I'm not a dancer, so I don't know what this means, but like, you know steps, and you can, but I feel like you're more the person, like, you watch a dancer, and then what you do is you almost like absorb that and you do it yourself. Like your body, not only your emotions, has the ability to absorb dance and replicate it. But some people are like a big technique, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, or like do this, and I don't know. Do you like to learn by watching? Is that your thing? Yeah.
Yes.
And feeling it?
Yes, that's exactly. Sometimes like I'll know the steps, but I'll get uncomfortable almost, and then I'll see someone do it so naturally, and then I can.
Yeah, I think like knowing that going in, like I absorb, like you do it first. Yeah. Let me watch you do it. Let me watch you do what you want me to do.
Yes.
And and then start from that, because I feel like you're an overall person. So it's kind of like you'll feel something before you can explain it.
Yes.
And that's the same thing with a dance choreography. You'll probably feel it before you can like break it down into what steps is this or that.
That makes sense to me. It actually really does. Even if you think that's confusing, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. And same thing with that spiritual guide that I had that call with. She said she pulled the dancing card and she said she talked about how much I dance from the heart.
Oh, I love that. So so and I think like you're going to get somebody though who thinks you have to do things technically first, and you're going to be like, you're going to have to advocate and be like, nope, I got to see it first, buddy, and then trust me, I'll get it. And I feel like you're also an osmosis person, so I don't know, like if you sleep on it, like so like if day 1 you're not getting it, if you sleep on it, I feel like day 2 you go in like got it, like that.
Yes. That is so me. Sometimes I just need to recharge the batteries.
Like, let me just sleep. And for some reason that will solidify this choreography. And then
yes, because I do a lot. Like from dancing, I remember like that's how I would know how to go back into a dance is if I could close my eyes and walk through the steps. And that's what I do.
That's
and then
crazy.
that helps.
That's it's so spiritual. It's so like astrally, like astral body stuff. Like you move your astral body through it and then you follow.
I still do that in my sleep from like some of my old solos. To fall asleep, I'll like walk through my old dances and choreography and it puts me to sleep.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I can't wait to see it. I just think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good time. But yeah, that's the only thing I get. Like he'll be very technical, and you're gonna not. You know, you are like you can be, but that comes after you get the heart of it.
Yeah.
So
1000%.
That'll be cool. All right, so I'm excited about that. All right, quick game. I don't want to keep you too long.
Oh, that's okay. I'm good now. I have nowhere to be.
Oh, okay. All right. I wanted to play a Would You Rather game.
Okay.
If you don't mind. One of my listeners, Danielle, came up with this. Okay. Would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality?
Ooh, that's a good
Isn't that
question.
A good one?
Dog with a cat's personality, because sometimes I think Pino thinks he's a cat.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if he was around cats.
That's what I always wonder that, because he'll like crawl along the back of the couch sometimes.
That's so weird.
And he like paws at people. Like I do think he was around cats.
Cats are great with dogs, and they know they're not pack animals, but they know how to like be in charge or something. So maybe he had a little cat friend.
I think he did.
Pino. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather give up wine or skincare? That's so hard.
Oh.
Isn't that awful?
Oh, wow. You know what? At my age, I'd rather give up skincare, because I hope I just start not caring about that anyways.
You're like, we're just going to do this gracefully now.
Yeah. I would just embrace the wine and the wrinkles.
Because then you don't notice anyways. Like if you're upset about it, just grab some wine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather know about evil and fight against it, or live blissfully ignorant amongst the evil, not knowing it exists?
Dang.
I know.
These are good. Say the first one more time. I got the second.
Yeah. Would you rather know about evil and fight it, or live around it and be ignorant about it?
I mean, the second one sounds nice, but I would pick the first one.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel like I like standing up against wrong.
Yeah. And when you were,
character.
And when you were on, like, as a contestant, I noticed, like, early, it feels like forever ago, but it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
You would call people out, like, in kind of like a funny way, just like, hey.
I definitely use my sense of humor to call people out.
So it's not like it doesn't produce a defensive reaction, but somebody becomes aware. They're like, oh.
Yes,
got
exactly.
It. Oh my God.
Yes.
So that's your own, like, special way of fighting against it.
Yes.
All right, last one. Would you rather live your whole life as an adult or a whole life as a child?
Oh man, adulting's so hard, but I would rather live my whole life as an adult, because you just are so much more like self-aware and in tune and like making your own decisions, and like, I don't know. I like taking care of myself, and I feel like I didn't do that as a kid.
Oh, that's so great. Do you think you always would have answered it that way? Or
no, probably not.
Yeah.
I think it took a lot of hard work to get to where I am with, like, personally, not even like career wise or anything. And I probably wouldn't have said that like 10 years ago.
I'm going to end on that. I think that's awesome. I'm so thankful you came on and talked to us about your pink
I adore you.
and purple aura. And where can we find you?
So everything, I mean, Kaitlyn Bristowe's, I made it super simple for myself before I even went on TV, but it's all just at Kaitlyn Bristowe for everything. I think even for, I've taken part in the TikTok game now.
Oh,
so I'm on there.
I didn't know you're on there.
Yeah, I'm on there. Everything Kaitlyn Bristowe, and then Spade and Sparrows for my wine label on Instagram, and Do Edit for my scrunchies.
Oh, yeah.
And everything is kind of on KaitlynBristowe.com if you want to just go there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care, guys. And thanks for tuning in.